Look, another area where the government is struggling is to try and deal with this explosion in anti-Semitism we're seeing on our streets. Just yesterday, Israel issued a warning to its citizens saying that it wasn't safe to fly to Australia, among other countries, because of the anti-Semitism here. What do you think about how Albanese has handled this, and what should he be doing?
Well, Sharri, I feel as a nation that we've been let down by our Prime Minister. We're now on the list with Russia and with other countries, and we shouldn't be on that list. We should be on the list that is very proud to talk about us as a country who is welcoming, tolerant, and talks down and deals very sternly with acts of anti-Semitism. But the government just hasn't put their words into action. There is an opportunity because there was a National Cabinet meeting today, and we've been calling on the Prime Minister for a couple of weeks that this meeting should have had on the agenda the issue of anti-Semitism, because there should have been a strong statement that came out from the Premiers and the Chief Ministers and the Prime Minister that we don't have any tolerance whatsoever for anti-Semitism in our country. We can't have kids going to school, to Jewish schools, or people going to a synagogue, or people going to a neighbourhood where there are a large number of Jewish residents, or people going to a supermarket frequented by people of Jewish faith. We can't have a situation where people are doing that and they don't feel safe, or that they're being targeted. This is a Prime Minister that needs to stand up and send a very clear message, and the Premiers need to instruct the police that if there are neo-Nazi lunatics or others on the hard left who are out there peddling this nonsense, that they should be dealt with according to the law. And that's exactly what should have been the direction today from the Chief Ministers and the Prime Minister, and it didn't happen.
I mean, I reported on the show last night that there was a group of 13-year-old girls at a shopping centre in Sydney who experienced an anti-Semitic incident because they were in their Jewish school uniform. That's how bad it's getting. I'm interested, do you think that comments from senior government ministers that implicitly accuse Israel of war crimes, they continue to lecture Israel about its military strategy, the anti-Israel bias we're seeing in the ABC, do you think all of this is also fueling this rise of anti-Semitism?
Yes, I do. And I think on our university campuses as well, we've got a hotbed of activity there of anti-Semitic behaviour, and it hasn't been called out. The Education Minister hasn't called it out. The Prime Minister hasn't called it out. There should be a radical shake-up of the way in which our kids are being taught, impressionable young minds, some of whom go on to be teachers in preschools or primary schools or secondary schools. And they are influenced, no doubt, by the rhetoric and the fanaticism of some of those lecturers and tutors within that environment. So I think there are many levels where there needs to be leadership to call it out, and it's utterly unacceptable that people should be targeted because of their religious belief or because they're associated with Israel. It is disgusting. It's humiliating for our country to be on that list, and we shouldn't tolerate it.
No. Very strong words, and you know, we haven't even mentioned, I mean, you refer to students, but the role of teachers as well, and how they're trying to bring this conflict, this war into the classroom is disgraceful. Peter Dutton, thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Thanks very much, Sharri. Thank you.